I came back. I just wanted to come in for a minute to let you all see the progress that I am making. I am thoroughly vermilion. I am almost done with this here painting. I will show you all. I started this painting about 2 months ago, and I have been, it's called Four Seasons, and I have not been able to finish my Four Seasons painting because I can't paint unless I, have some sort of inspiration. So this is why my painting was only 50% done. And hey Kiki, I have finally started. Well, I'm almost in the home stretch. Hold on, guys. Okay, wait. I don't want to. Okay, there. It's closed because I don't want any sort of mistakes. So right now, I am in the home stretch of this painting. Now, this painting is called Four Seasons, which, as you all know, because you all are very smart and intelligent people, winter, spring, summer, fall. So I had already done spring and I did winter. Now I'm doing summer. And after summer, I don't know if I'm going to have any inspiration to do the fall one. But I'm going to show you. Fuck. Sorry. Uh, okay, wait. Okay. All right, so here we go, you guys. This, these are my paints. And these are, what do you call these? Oil paints. And this color right here is called vermilion. But anywho, this one right here, this particular one, that's spring. That was winter. Fall's gonna go right there. And this is summer. I just started summer tonight. And I'm feeling like Ross. You remember that guy? Like, he just threw a little of this in here. So, yeah. I got paintings in my kitchen that I did on my wall of art. And what's crazy is I posted a picture of it. I'm not trying to do too much vermilion in here. And I love the color vermilion. It's such a rich red. So there's this dude, and he has a art gallery literally around the corner from me, and he owns a lot of properties. Now if you wonder what these, oh shit, yeah, they're still going at it. So this gentleman who owns a lot of properties over here, I posted a picture that I painted on Facebook, and he's a friend of mine, and he hit me in the inbox and asked me, can he put two of my paintings in his art gallery. And I'm just like, I don't consider myself no real artist. Bitch ain't out here like Picasso or nothing. But I'm actually considering it. But then, those are the ones that I painted in my kitchen. This will be my my fourth painting. And this is actually one of my largest. I have to go buy some more canvases. And the place where I buy canvases isn't close to my house, so I just haven't bought any. But the last time I went and bought canvases, I bought about $400 worth of canvases. Um, no, actually, no, that's a lie. Don't want to lie to you people. Um, it really wasn't. It was about $400 just worth of paint supplies and brushes and shit like that. So he wants me to put one of my paintings in his shit. Hey, Marva. And, you know, I ain't never painted like on no professional level. I'm like one of those emotional painters, you know. So if I do put one or two into his art gallery and they sell, I'll be kind of excited. But he also wants to put my oldest daughter's paintings, cause she can paint. I don't know how to paint no people or nothing. I'm a wispy. These supposed to be flowers, you know. They say art is up for interpretation. These motherfuckers. So, you know, I don't know. I'll let this one dry. And who knows how long it's going to take for that shit. I painted these and it was still it was kind of cool outside. But this is my summer. Summer. I need to put more vermilion in here. But here it goes. You know, that's supposed to, I mean, to me, that's very representative of, you know, winter. And to me, that really looks like spring. And to me, this really looks like summer with the yellows, and the greens, and everything's in bloom. And it's reds in it because it's hot. And I love it. I don't know what made me start getting into painting. I think I needed an outlet. And I just found it fun. Yeah. So that's just where I am. I think after I finish this and put it up, I'm gonna try to put a little bit more bolds. Yeah, I was really shocked. He was like, would you like to put, you know, a few of your paintings in my gallery? I'm like, what? And he's always, oh shit. He's always inviting me to like something that he has at his gallery. And I just never took the time to go. And I guess I never really took the time to go because, you know, I didn't consider myself a painter. But the ones in the kitchen, you know, I done had people like, oh my God, I really like that one. I'm like, well, thanks. But this is, like I said, this is the largest, I think. I gotta look at the other canvases in the kitchen. I don't know. But the 4 seasons. Spring, winter. These are dry. That is wet. I'm gonna add some more colors to this. But what colors, I don't know. I thought the red was really good. Just a little hint of something. I love the color red. Maybe I should take a painting class. You know, people be like, hey, you want to come to sip and paint? No, I don't even want to be around people like that. I mean, I do and I don't. Fuck, I could sip and paint in my own house. You know? Let's go few digs up here. Okay. I don't know what other colors I'm going to put in here. Nah, it's the fireworks, Marva. That's all. Just fireworks. I think I'm going to add some white. But I was thinking, yeah, I know. Shit. I do know that. I don't think that I hear the so I know it's not gunshots. But they'll be doing this shit 5 in the motherfucking morning. I'm just like, I'm thinking, considering taking this white paint and this toilet paper roll, putting some paint down on my painting plates, because I just use disposable plates, and putting circles in the summer. And this, you know, but I don't want to do it and then fuck it up. But then how can you fuck art up? I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I think it would kind of be a little funky if I did it. Like, nah, Marvin, actually, the shit ain't even hard on them. They chilling like a motherfucker. You know, this Chicago, my cats are from out south. So, you know, they done heard like all sorts of shit before. The chinchillas, the guinea pigs, they literally sleep. They're literally asleep. Y'all hear that shit? I don't know what the fuck they letting out. That shit sounds crazy. My thing is like, how long y'all gonna do it? Like, do these motherfuckers ever run out of fireworks? Goddamn, I got some sparklers. I think I had like 10 sparklers. We got 3 left. That's it. That's all you needed. But they're gonna be going ham all night. All night. I'm like, fuck. That must be like a Roman candle or something. I mean, it's after midnight, so now it technically is the 4th. So I mean, shit, I ain't gonna judge them. You know, my neighbors. My neighbors are mad. My melanatally challenged neighbors, they're mad. Nah, Marva, you know, Maddie hasn't gone to college yet. She doesn't leave till August. What the adventure that you guys went on with me was taking her down there for her registration for college, her registration, and you know, to get her classes and things like that. Maddie officially. Oh, oh, okay, I'm getting sleepy. That's a good thing. Maddie officially leaves on August 16th, but we're going to leave here on August 15th because move-in is the 16th. So we're going to get out of here, get her all packed up, go down there, stay in the hotel overnight, and shit, get up the next morning, get over to the dorm, move her shit in. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and phony kick it with y'all. The dorm room is not big, so it's not like it's gonna. Wait a minute. Okay, at first I know those fireworks, but first I thought it was a gun because of the repetition. You just never know. So the dorm room really isn't that big. With the dorm room not being that big, it's not like she taking a shit ton of stuff. You know how you be seeing on shows and shit where these kids got taken all this shit down to college and whatnot. It is not. The dorm room isn't that big. It's like a bed and a closet, and you know she's sharing a room. Ooh, fuck, she's sharing a room with somebody. So you know we have to do space management. You know, so I oh, oh, oh fuck me. I ordered some shelf, like some closet things for her closet, so she can have her shoes in it, extra storage space for sweaters. You know, she's talking about, oh, I don't need a coat. It gets cold down there. I don't know what the fuck she thought. Um, you know, place for her coat. There's storage like under the bed. She's getting this refrigerator. Oh, this refrigerator, this it's like, you know, college size refrigerator, a microwave, and she just really has to use space management. And you know, one of my biggest things for her is staying neat. You know, Maddie has been the baby girl. Maddie has always had her own room. She's never had to share her space with anyone. So, having a roommate is going to be something very new for her. Um, her roommate, like, haven't met her. Sorry. Um, haven't met her, but she's a young lady. She's been in the United States for 2 years. She's from somewhere in the western part of Africa. Um, she's a very smart young lady. Due to the school that Maddie's roommate went to here in Chicago, is up north, and it's known to be a really smart kid school. You know, Maddie's smart, but goddamn, this little girl is like really smart. Wait, you know, just like goddamn. Um, Very nice young lady. Her and Maddie have a lot of similarities. They like a lot of the same things. And I think this young lady is going to be studying medicine, and Maddie has not decided if she wants to do medicine or like some sort of some with agriculture. And I'm really just praying and keeping my fingers crossed. She's like, oh, I would have to go another 4 years of college. So what? I told Maddie, I said, Maddie, if you decide you want to become a doctor, those 4 years are going to go by. And when those 4 years go by and you graduate from med school and, you know, you have to go do a residency, that shit is paid. Residencies are paid and fellowships are paid for. And you can make a shit ton of money. Yeah, people just driving past yelling and shit. I'm like, don't limit yourself when you know you can do med school. You know, whatever she's successful at, that's what I want for her. But I'd be like, damn, Maddie became a doctor. That would be dope. But then she was also like, maybe I should become a lawyer because I do like to argue back and forth. And she's a very effective. She's very effective at arguments. So I'm just like, hey, the world is your oyster, baby girl. Do what you want to do. Did she? Nope, she didn't know her roommate before. I guess with when they picked their roommates for them, she the little girl reached out to Maddie, so they've been talking. You know, they've been conversing with one another, and she seems like a really nice young lady. So I'm not worried about you know, bad influence and nothing like that. Now, Maddie has already said after she's seen the dorm rooms when we went down to the school, Maddie's just like, hey, look, next year, because she doesn't have to live on campus next year. She wants her and some girlfriends to, you know, if she meets some nice girls, she wants to move into you know, rent a house or rent a apartment. There are so many houses down there for rent. I've never seen anything like it. I haven't been to a college town in so fucking long. I'm just like, damn. And these some nice ass fucking houses. I'm like, okay. Um, you know, I found a studio apartment. I've been looking. I've actually found a studio apartment down there, and they're in their downtown area, and the rent is reasonable. You know, I won't be Illinois, Champaign, Louisville. You know, I won't be down there every weekend, but you know, I want to be able to have this apartment in the event that, you know, her godmother wants to go down there and visit her. They could stay at the apartment. If her father wants to go down there and visit her for a weekend, instead of staying in a hotel, you could stay at the apartment. It's a studio apartment. From what I've seen online, it's nice. It's nice, you know, one room with the kitchen, really nice bathroom. Um, I'm just getting it, you know, so we want to go down there. You know, homecoming weekend. They have like a mother's weekend coming up, and you know, from what I understand, those hotels book fast down there. So instead of me having to, you know, book a hotel, what I spend for a hotel in like Friday, Saturday, Sunday down there, hell, that's rent for 1 month. You know, when we went down here there this past time, the room was like 200 some dollars. Um, yeah, I think it might have been like two something for the days that we were there, because I think I was there. I was Yeah, I was there one day. I got down there Thursday, Wednesday, because I had to be down there Thursday morning, and it was like 200 something. It was 200 some dollars. So that was one fucking day. So what if we're going down there for homecoming weekend? That's $600. I could be paying I could be paying rent on a small studio month to month. You know, I just graduated. Oh my God. Boise State in Idaho. It's always going. Congratulations, Miss Marva. That's awesome. That's awesome. Idaho is fucking freezing. God bless your son, and I hope that he does spectacular things in life. One of the most spectacular things he has done thus far is he graduated, and it was in fucking Idaho. The one thing I know about Idaho, that's the plains, and it is freaking cold. You know, and they don't have, you know, it's a populated city, but they don't, it's not like populated like how our cities are. You know what I mean? I'm sure you've been there to you went there to visit your son. You know, it's just different, and the cold hits different there. You know, oh Lord, Matt, I don't think I'm gonna need a coat, motherfucker. You not going to school in California or Florida? You still in Illinois? You better stop playing and put a fucking jacket on. Like my grandmother said, don't be calling me you catch ammonia. Don't call me. Mm-mm. But yeah, but her roommate seems to be a decent young lady. You know, I didn't want her. Oh wow. Hey, I'm telling you, Boise, Idaho is fucking freezing. Idaho is freezing. That I don't even know what to tell you. And he's a brother, and he went to Boise and he made it through, graduated, and he didn't freeze. Good for that young man right there. Because I went to South Dakota. I was there for a minute. And when I say they don't have no tall buildings, I think the tallest building I seen might have been 6, 7 stories, maybe 10 at the most. When it snows there, it snows and snows and snows. And they don't have buildings where wind can tunnel through it like in a big city. Boy, when that motherfucking wind comes through, that shit comes through. And it comes through real gully. I'm like, damn, is that, what do I hear? The windows were shaking. Like, it was freezing. I was just like, oh, I'm slightly scared. I'm not gonna lie. Um, yeah, I actually, okay, so he was an athlete. So, yeah, athletes are always going to get preferential treatment at a large in Boise. That they have an excellent football team. They do. Um, I don't know what they were ranked last year, but they always rank. Boise has always had an excellent football team. Not a good basketball team, but they football is bar none. Now, I don't know. Um, I know that the school that Maddie's gonna be going to, they won the big they won the Big Ten championship this past year, but they didn't win like the nationals. But their basketball team is pretty dope. And when we were down there this past, when we were on our way back, I was getting gas at the gas station, and I went in and I paid for the gas, and I came out, and I'm not gonna lie to you, there was this white boy. What the fuck is his name? I'm gonna have to look up there what their football teams, who plays on the team. But this white boy was pumping gas, and I'm not gonna lie, this white boy was fine. I was just like, oh, he looked like a Kendall type of white boy. I was like, oh, okay, hey. I was like, hey, did do you play football? I thought either he played football or he was a football. I thought maybe he might even been a coach, because he looked very, very grown. You know, not that college kids ain't grown, but to me, okay, you might be 21, 22 years old. You still a kid to me. I don't give a fuck, all right? So he was like, I play college. I think he said he was like a cornerback or something. Big old white boy, looked like just a very handsome white guy. What was his fucking name? Now, you know, when I get off of here, I'm gonna pull up their roster and see. I think he had to be a senior, because there ain't no way this boy could have been a freshman. Okay. And he had a red Camaro. I'm like, where you get that car from? But that's none of my business. But they have a decent football team down at U of I. But I mean, my favorite team is Alabama. Roll Tide. can't do it loud because people are asleep in the house. But Alabama is my favorite football team. Has been, always will be. Love Nick Saban. And I made Maddie put in for Alabama. I did. I asked her, I said, hey, Maddie, you're doing all these college applications. Can you put in for a college that mommy would like for you to go to? She was like, let me guess. She want me to put in Alabama. And she did. And she got accepted. And her father and I had to discuss Alabama because, like, when she started getting accepted to these colleges, they just kept coming in one after the other. The only colleges that Maddie did not get accepted to out of all the colleges that she put in for was the University of Chicago and Harvard. Those the only two that she didn't get. All the rest of them she got. LSU, Alabama, North Carolina A&T, um, University of Arizona, um, you, oh, excuse me, UCLA, um, I think, some in Texas, the Longhorn School, um, University. Hey, Trick Mama. Hey, Trick Mama. Why you dance so funky? Um, how you doing today, Trick Mama? Mwah. Um, University of Miami. So, she got accepted to all these schools. Now, she really wanted to go to a historically black college, but the school was it was in the one she really wanted to go to, it was in North Carolina. This is Maddie's first time, and I was too scared, and her father was worried for her to be that far. You know what I mean? Like, if she, like, once she turns 21, if she wants to leave U of I, she's more than welcome. Okay, I can unplug my phone, y'all. I'm back to 100%. Yay! If she wants to leave U of I when she turns 21, okay, and we'll still pay for her. Yeah, we're talking about colleges. And I painted a picture. Hold on. Let me show it to you. I painted this one up here. It's called the Four Seasons. This is winter. I painted these bottom parts a few months ago. I finally got the inspiration to do summer. So that's summer, spring, that's winter, and fall is going to go on this empty side of this canvas. And I have no, what do you call that, you guys? Inspiration for fall right now. It already took me 2 months to come up with inspiration for summer. And I'm really kind of feeling like it's a little summery. I'm kind of liking it. So, yeah. I might throw a little bit more color in it, but I don't know. But, yeah, she wanted to go down there, just scared. You like the summer one? Thank you. I'm going to show you all my paintings in the kitchen. Hold on. Okay. Hi. Love you. Oh. Okay, hold on. Leave Summer alone? Okay. I'll leave it alone. Wait. And throw this plate away, and I will show you all my other ones. Hello, cat. Look at the cat. Wait. Hello, cat.
Watch out, watch out.
Hey, the cat wants to come in here.
Okay. No, she doesn't. She's laying down at the bed.
Okay.
Right there.
Don't talk to me like that, son.
My fault.
All right.
I heard it. It's yes.
All right. Don't get fucked up in front of company. Oh, come give your godmama a hug. This is my god, baby. Don't be drinking a whole bunch of water. I love you.
I love it too.
Okay.
Again, can I get some oranges?
You want some oranges? You know how to peel those motherfuckers, right? Okay. Go get you one. Or you can eat as many oranges as you want. That's a healthy snack. You know when your mama come pick you up tomorrow, I'm gonna miss you.
I miss you too.
Yeah. It don't break my godmother's heart. You don't see the oranges? Those is eggs, baby. There go the oranges right there. Look in front of you. Come on, Tia. Look, baby. Yeah, you better stop playing with me, little pretty girl. Get you 2 oranges. Yeah, you got 2? All right. Now, you're going to have to get you a paper towel. Don't leave no orange peels on my couch. Okay? Here, pull. Well, there's only 3 paper towels left. Just take all the shit. Don't leave no... go peel that shit up front and watch a TV show. Now that Maddie gone to sleep, you can watch your show again, okay?
Okay.
All right, go ahead, because I know you don't like that shit she wants you to watch. All right, God, baby. That's my God, baby. I love her something crazy. Okay, so these are the other paintings that I painted, but I painted these a while back. Well, I actually didn't paint this one. Maddie painted that one. I painted that one. And I painted that one. And these little wispy things on here, I did with a plastic fork. Ain't that fucking crazy? And I painted that little one up there. So when that one is finished that I'm doing, I'm gonna put it right here. But this is my other wall. I didn't do none of this shit. I bought all of these. And I got them, guess where? You'll never believe me.
You don't do what some nigga was?
I bought all of these at Joann's Fabrics. No lie. And then what did Joann's Fabrics have the nerve to do today? Or might have been yesterday. They sent me a text message telling me that shit was 75% off. 75. I was like, no, you can't. Oh, stop playing this motherfucker your way. Okay. 75% off. I've had my goddaughter now, and I love spending time with her. But her mother is picking her up tomorrow. And I am going to go to Joann's Fabrics and buy more shit that I don't need. Oh, this kid. The cat wants... I'm telling you, the cat wants to go on the room. Hey. Cat? Okay, I know you said kitten don't want to come in your room, but I'm really feeling, you know... Oh, I got another pillow for you, too.
I mean, for me?
Yeah, another furry pillow.
Oh. Right,
Yeah. What are you doing, son? What are you playing? Where did you get this?
Fortnite?
Oh, this Fortnite?
Yeah, I'm playing.
Well,
yes.
why is that Captain America?
Because I added Captain America, OG. Okay?
Why is my vacuum cleaner in here?
I'll get it. I'll get it. Don't worry.
You
Oh, shit.
all right.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to leave your room.
All right.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, no, I'll slide.
What's wrong, Cat? He did you dirty.
Mom asked me why it's Captain America.
All right, let's go back up to the lady lounge. I'm not going to do anything else to the painting. I was told not to. I didn't know it was Fortnite. I mean, when I've seen Fortnite, it didn't have Captain America running around. Do you know what Fortnite is?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, my cousin played it.
Oh, okay. You don't play that shit, do you? That's my baby. Okay. Oh, back up front. I have 2 piles of laundry to do. So ridiculous. Wait a minute. There they go. Darks and whites. Good night, Marva. Sleep well, dear. Okay, I won't put any more. I might just put a little wisp of white in there because white with, the yellow with a little wisp of white will make it pop a little. Excuse me. Like just a little bit of white. Now. Mm. See, I'm not even trying to go with no whole bunch of white. Like I said, just a few little wisps of white. And I will use this brush and like white. You see what I mean? Not no whole bunch, just a little where the reds are. It's always best to hit, like when you're doing painting with red, to incorporate some white in it. You see how that white, you see what that white did? You know? The white makes the red stand out just a little bit more. And then I will put this up and let it dry. It literally takes about two good days of drying. And since it's hot outside, it will take maybe about a day. So yeah, just this little bit of white. But I am going to go buy some more canvases. Maybe they're having like a fucking 4th of July sale. I thought canvases were going to cost more. But the larger the canvas, the more the canvas costs. So I might go up this one size from this one. And see what happens. We'll see how much it costs. I'm not trying to get like a huge one. Oh yeah, that white really did something, you guys. That white really did it. That white was just really nice. It just gives it just a hint, a little splash. It helps. Kind of like fills in the blanks. Four Seasons is almost done. I'm thinking, I don't know when I'll get to the fall one. I'll probably do it after I get back from the Dominican Republic. I'm looking very forward to getting out of the country. Me and Maddie sitting on a beach, white sands, and the resort I'm staying at is absolutely, positively fucking beautiful. I can't wait. I'm gonna pull my good luggage out. I don't leave to the 28th of July, but I'm looking forward to this. The food there is wonderful. The service is impeccable. I'm just ready to go out the country. But then when I come back, I really got a lot of shit to do. I actually have to be. I found this out and I knew, but I actually forgot. I have to be in New York at the end of September. I'll be there the end of September through September. I leave on my son's birthday. So, and I'll be in New York a few days, taking care of some things there that I have to take care of. And I'll probably visit some of my friends in New York. And this is getting ready to be a very interesting trip to New York. Sometimes there's just certain people you don't feel like having to sit down with. But I have a person that I have to sit down with and go over some really crazy ass business. And I really don't feel like it. But I was requested. I thought maybe my attorney could just go. Oh, yes! Girl, stop. Let me turn this around. Hey, honey. How are you? Yes, I will be in New York end of September. And I will be staying, I guess it's Midtown. I'll be at the St. Regis. That's where they're putting me. They asked me, was there anywhere in particular that I would like to stay? And I said, yes, I would like to stay at the St. Regis. And they said, okay. And I like when people don't argue with me. So I will keep you posted. I'm very excited. Very excited. I'm really, I mean, what I have to do is it's like over 2 days, but it's literally just a meeting. Then the next day is another meeting, but with someone else. So, okay. Y'all think I need to put any more white in it? No, I think so. Wait a minute. I think right about here, a little bit white. A little bit of white right here. Trying to make some of these lines. Yeah, I will be in New York. And I haven't been to New York in, 2 years? Yeah, 2 years. Prior to COVID, the whole you dig with that. And I'm looking forward to coming to New York. New York is my fucking second home. Let me explain something to you all. That's my bear. And this is my cat collection, you guys. I love them. And that's my fake grass. I bought it at Home Depot. I thought the shit was real. And I was watering it. Yeah. Go figure. So anyway, let me explain something to you all about New York. I lived in New York for 5 years. Now, prior to living in New York, I had only ever lived in Chicago, right? I had visited hella places, but I never lived in New York. I had been to New York. Now, quick story. As a child, my mother used to go to New York quite a bit. My stepfather would send her so she can go hang out and shop and, do the New York thing. And I remember my mother coming back from New York and always just being so happy, like, I was in New York. The fuck? So, I remember seeing commercials with New York in it. Um, and they would always show the Broadway commercial for Evita in Chicago. And I'm like, but Broadway's in New York. How did I supposed to see Evita? Didn't know as a kid, it was going to be here too. But I just really loved everything about New York. Had never been there. The first time I ever went to New York, bullshit you not, landed at JFK. My homie picked me up. I was supposed to be in New York. I flew on Friday. I was supposed to be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and fly out Monday. I was in New York for 2 fucking weeks. I might even been, you know what, that's a motherfucking lie. I was in New York for like 3 weeks. I just couldn't fucking leave. I couldn't leave. I was just like, oh my God. It was perfect. Like, I love Chicago. Fucking love Chicago. You say anything about Chicago, I'll whoop your fucking ass. Okay? But also, if you say anything about New York, I'll whoop your fucking ass. So, I went to New York. I stayed there about 3 weeks. I was supposed to have been gone for like a few fucking days. I think I was only like 20? I don't remember. But my ass was young. And I was young and hot in the city. And New York was just a motherfucking place to be. So I stayed up there for those few days. And, whatever, few weeks. Oh, it's too much to do in New York. Stayed up there and left, But came back to Chicago and I was just like, damn. I really fucking like it there. Like, this is fucking awesome. Fast forward, a few years later, finally met a dude, right? Dude married me. Dude was from New York. And I was just, it was one of those things where people like, oh, so, motherfucker, you knew where I was living. Stop fucking playing. People would say little snarky shit like, oh, so what are you doing? Where do you live now? I live in New York. And I just had such a pride about saying, I live in New York. I love me some fucking New York. And I remember when I first got there, I was just like, he was from New York. So I wanted to see this. I wanted to see some shit. I was like, take me to the Apollo. I got to see the Apollo. But then once you live in New York, you get to see it all the time. Went to Harlem. Fucking love Harlem. I heard it's been gentrified very heavy. Gotta see that. Because last time I was in New York, I was strictly in Manhattan. Came out there because my son performed out on Long Island. And we stayed out on Long Island. But the next, but we went and hung out in Manhattan. And I had to do some shopping. You can't be in New York and not shop. The shopping is ridiculous. There's nothing like it. At all. Hands down. And I've been a lot of fucking places. And there ain't nothing like New York shopping, baby. Woo! Man. So anyway. Got married. Dude, we living in New York. Took me to see all sorts of sights in New York. But one of my most favorite places in New York, and from what I understand, it's not there anymore. It was in Harlem. It's called Willy Burgers. Let me tell you, Willy Burgers was what God wanted me to eat. And it was the best hamburger I ever had in my life. I used to drive from Long Island to Harlem just to get a fucking Willy Burger. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I love Willy Burger. I heard Willy Burger is no longer there. How do you get rid of Willy Burger? Are you fucking serious? What else did I do in New York? Shop. Go to clubs in New York. After me and Mr. weren't together anymore, I met this guy and he took me to the Bronx. I had never been to the Bronx. Craig had never took me to the Bronx. So I went to the Bronx. He took me to the Bronx, and we were going to get some weed, right? No bullshit. He took me to a block on a street called Briggs. I would never forget this. And he wanted to go. He was from the Bronx. So we went and he bought some weed, and they called it Dabla, which means the devil. I never laughed that much in my whole life. The Bronx was fun. And then me and him went to a hotel on Gun Hill Road, and we stayed. That's where we stayed for a few days laid up. But I love New York. I really, really, really love New York. People always say, well, if you didn't live in Chicago, where would you want to live? New York. New York. But see, I would want to, I got to get my money more up. Because if I live in New York, I want to live in Manhattan. I don't want to have to take the Long Island Railroad. I don't want to have to be in no traffic. None of that shit. I want to live right there in Manhattan. Ugh, I love New York. And New York people are different. I'm telling you, you'll never meet a motherfucker. There, I ain't never seen nothing like New York people. Ever. New York people got a swag that, get away from you, fly. New York people got a swag, and I have been literally around the world. People emulate people from New York. You know why? The swag is different. New York men are even different. New York women are fucking. I have some girlfriends who still live in New York, and I'm gonna tell you this: I love those bitches, but they will cut you. They're a different breed. I promise you. You think that guys in New York are fucking tough? Shit. It ain't them you gotta worry about. It's the fucking broads you gotta worry about. But New York is wonderful. Second home. Love it. Love the atmosphere. Love the people of New York. Um, Chicago got New York on the food. I'm just gonna be honest. Chicago is a restaurant capital. Yes, it is. Man, you said that shit perfectly, Miss Moore. It's like a country. It's like its own fucking country, man. New York is fucking awesome. I just, last time I went to New York, I remember we flew in real early in the morning, and we took a red eye, and I was like a kid on fucking Christmas Day because I hadn't been back to New York since 1998. Yeah. No, that's, yeah, 1998. So just the anticipation of landing at LaGuardia, and and it was daylight when we were landing, so I could see, and it was just like, holy shit, I'm back at home, my other home. I truly, truly have a respect and love and an admiration in my heart for New York that people do not understand. I promise you, damn it, y'all, I gotta pee. I'm gonna have to set y'all down for a minute. Okay? And I'll be right back. Here. I don't know what the hell you want. I gotta pee.
You forget her. We'll get him.
You're not gonna be scared, are you? Okay. Don't be scared. Cause you know this shit ain't real, right? Alright, as long as you know it ain't real. But if you get scared, cut it off. Yeah. New York is fuck. And she lives in New York. That's so wild. You know, if I had no kids, if I had just held off on having kids after kid after kid after kid, I I think I could have lived in New York. You know, Frank Sinatra once said, and I love Frankie, baby. Frank Sinatra once said, if you can make it there, you'll make it anywhere. And he wasn't lying. New York is like a... Okay, you guys, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not going to put any more white in it. I'm going to show it to you all, then I'm going to go put it up. Hold on. All right. So, here we go, you guys. Here goes summer, spring, winter, and fall is going to go right here as soon as I get some fucking inspiration. Okay? As soon as I get the inspiration. All right. Oh, all right. Turn this back around. Yeah. I think I could do New York. I could do like, motherfuckers be like, and I got so many fucking friends in New York, and they're always tempting me with a good time. They're always saying it. Hey, banana. Okay. So I'm gonna show y'all where I place this. Hold on. Wait. All right. Okay, hold on. There. It's gonna dry up there. And all these are comic books. Like, seriously. Comic books. And my toilet paper has finally ran low, but I still got some in here, you know. I love having a lot of toilet paper and paper towels. But, anywho, living in New York was like literally like a fucking dream for me. And hold on, y'all. I heard people outside. Okay. Living in New York was like a dream. It was just like living there. I moved there. I was 24 years old. Perfect age to be in New York. But not the perfect age to be in New York and be married. Oh. See, there were so many things I didn't know about New York the first time I went. Because when I first went, I can't tell you all this story. Because you all be like, what? I didn't get to see too much in New York because I was literally hanging out with someone. This is before I met my first husband, okay? So don't get shit fucked up. I was up there hanging out with a guy. He was in music. I met him in Atlanta because I went to this convention called Jack the Rapper. Cause why? It was a place to meet dudes. And he was from New York. And he wanted me to fly to New York. So he flew me to New York. And me and him did not see a lot of New York. We were in the studio and rehearsal studios because he was getting ready to go on a tour. And I didn't get to see a lot of New York. So when I got married and moved to New York, I was able to see New York and really see New York. And see the places that they don't show you on TV. You know? Hey. So anyway, you know, like going up to Harlem, like and you know they don't call it 145th. They call it 145 or 145th. You know, New York is just different. But I was over the moon living in New York. And when I had to leave due to some things, it broke my heart. You know, I was like, fuck. But that motherfucking New York, ugh, will always have a special place in my heart. It's the people, it's the energy, it's the shopping. It's just unlike anywhere I've ever been. That's why people clamor to get to that motherfucker. You know, it's people from overseas and like they like, where do you want to go to? Where do you want to live? And they literally be like New York because it's hard to learn driving and trying to get on the trains and stuff like that. But the people love New York people. Love New York people. New York people remind me of like Chicago people, but just a little grittier. You know, New York for me is relatable. Like to me, Chicago is a baby New York. It's like New York birthed Chicago and abandoned it in the Midwest. Like, push New York, pushed it out and sent it on its way. And it just landed right here, smack dab in the middle of the Midwest. There ain't nowhere like Chicago in the fucking Midwest. Like, let's be honest. Let's be honest. And I've been to every Midwest city in the Midwest. Ain't shit like Chicago. Just like it ain't shit like New York. New York is like it's way the fuck up there and it's in a world of its fucking own. You know, it's just strange. It got all the boroughs and shit. And people just don't be knowing that it has boroughs. Like, you know, they just say New York and they just be like, it's just New York. No. It's Manhattan. Let's see if I can remember this. Manhattan, Queens, Staten Island. Fuck. Manhattan, Queens, Staten Island, Brooklyn, and the Bronx. I think those are the 5. If I'm wrong, let me know. You know, but I think those are the 5 boroughs. And I love every bit of it. I love every bit of it. I remember going to, like, first time ever going to Brooklyn. And I was just like, I just never seen anything like it. I was just like, this is fucking crazy. And everyone had a pair of Timberlands. I was just in utter shock. Now, mind you, I realized everyone had Timberlands once I got married and was living in New York. Everybody got Timberlands in New York. And when I say everybody, I think it's like a prerequisite. Like, you know, you'd be like, hey, I'm going to move to New York. Oh, you're going to have to get a pair of Timberlands. Because if you don't have a pair of Timberlands and you live in New York, there's something wrong with you. I seen people wearing Timberlands that I wouldn't even think would wear Timberlands. I'm like, damn, that motherfucker got on a pair of Timberlands. They buy babies Timberlands at birth, little tiny ass Timberlands. Everybody got Timberlands in New York. What else did they have? I mean, that's actually the real prerequisite. You have to have a pair of Timberlands. Otherwise, you're not a true New Yorker. Sorry, I don't give a fuck where you live. You could live on any of the boroughs. You could live out on Long Island. If you don't have Timberlands, you might forget about it. You know, just leave. You know, and I had Timberlands. I bought me some Timberlands. But see, I had Timberlands before I even went to New York. Because they were my mama's and I wanted to wear them and I did. And I never gave them back. I don't know why she had Timberlands. I didn't even know how fashionable Timberlands were. I had no idea. Back in like the 80s, they were already wearing Timberlands out there. The rest of the world gets everything last. Each borough seems to have its own. Yep. Well, I say this. I personally wouldn't be able to, unless you live like somewhere in Queens, like, is that Canarsie or like Bensonhurst or something? If you live someplace else and you are melanatally challenged, I would probably know where you're from by your dialect, because people from Staten Island might sound one way and whatnot. But as far as people who look like us, I wouldn't be able to tell what borough they were from, being a black person. Because to me, the majority of the black people in New York, like, they sound alike to me. White folks sound different. They do. They don't. You can tell they have that New York accent, but it's just different. It's just different. It really is. And then you throw in the fact that it's so many I didn't even realize how many nationalities were in New York. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I had no idea. None. I Chicago really didn't have, well, we did. I just didn't know a large Puerto Rican community. So I didn't even know. I heard of people being Puerto Rican. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being so fucking serious. And I'm not trying to offend anyone either. I did not know. I knew Puerto Rican spoke Spanish, okay? Mind you, I'm a Chicago girl. We had a lot of Mexicans here. So I was very uneducated as to how Puerto Rican people looked. All I knew is they spoke Spanish, so I thought Puerto Rican people looked like Mexican people. I grew up on the southeast side of Chicago, and I didn't grow up, I grew up not too far from a Mexican neighborhood. I didn't even know until I was probably 19, 20 years old that we had a whole community of Puerto Rican people here in Chicago. Never knew. I was grown because they were way west of where I live. And Chicago is kind of segregated, so places don't really commingle like that. So I didn't know what Puerto Rican people look like. So when I got to New York, and when I was living there, and I start making friends, you be out shopping, you run into a chick, she might have on a nice shirt, or her nails look good, her hair looks nice, and you strike up a conversation, because that's the type of bitch I am. I'm always gonna tell a woman that she looks pretty, or where did you get that from? I'm not gonna be afraid to ask, because if I had something on that they liked, I would want them to ask me. That's how you forge relationships. One of my first girlfriends out there, she was Puerto Rican, and I thought, all bullshit aside, I thought she was a light skinned black chick. I didn't know she was Puerto Rican. I thought she was just a light skinned black chick, and we just was talking, and we just chit chatting. We chit chatting in the mall, and her mother was in the mall with her, and her mom. Not in the mall. It was a fucking grocery store. It's called Wall Bounce. Her mama rolled up on her in the grocery store, and her mother said something to her, but she said it in Spanish. And her mama, they speaking back and forth in Spanish, and then the mama pimped off, and I'm looking at her. I was like, oh, you speak Spanish. My her mother, I didn't know. I'm like, oh, you guys speak Spanish? I'm thinking they're black, just black people speaking Spanish. And she laughs, she goes, no, we're Puerto Rican. And I'm like, what? You're Puerto Rican? I did not know it. I didn't know. And then, to find out there were like Dominicans had never seen a Dominican in my life. As a matter of fact, I'll go so far as to say I didn't know that Sammy Sosa, I think it's Sammy Sosa, I didn't know that Sammy Sosa was Dominican. I didn't know. You know, in my travels outside the country, I've never been to Jamaica. I've never been to Puerto Rico. I've never been to Mexico. So I didn't know anything about islands or anything like that. But I've been over at sea, like all over in Europe and all sorts of shit. Never went someplace that close. So I didn't know what the people look like. So people, people like, yeah, Sammy Sosa's. I think he was Dominican. Somebody's Dominican. And living in New York and you meeting people, and they look like you look like them, and they speak Spanish, and I was just like, oh my God. And I just fell in love with New York. Everything about New York. That's the first place I ever had Puerto Rican rice. First place I ever had mofongo. First place I ever had a lot of first. And I wouldn't trade those first in for absolutely nothing. New York is fucking dope. I remember when I was living there and married, dude surprised me one night. I think it was like maybe our first anniversary. Yeah, it was. It was our first anniversary. And he said, I have a evening planned for us. And I was very shocked to know that he had something planned. Because sometimes men aren't good planners. And he definitely was not a good planner. But this time he knocked it out the fucking park. So we lived down Long Island. A car service picked us up and drove us to Manhattan. And it literally, we were like in the back of like this car service, like limousine type shit. And we were like drinking a little champagne and canoodling, And we get to Manhattan and the car service pulls up at a heliport where helicopters land. I'm like, the fuck? I'd never been on a helicopter. So we pull up and dude get out and he opened the door and I'm like, what are we doing here? He goes, we're going to take a helicopter ride. I'm like, ooh, hold up. Oh, excuse me. So we got on the helicopter and they make you put on little big ass earphone things, and the motherfucker was on a heliport, and the motherfucker went up and flew us all around Manhattan. And one of the dopest things I ever seen, I'm so happy I got to lay my eyes on it from that vantage point, were the World Trade Center, the Twin Towers, at nighttime, a helicopter flying around it. Craziest shit ever. I'm like, wow. You don't realize how, unless you stand there and you were able to look at them like from ground level, to see them from up in a helicopter, they were ginormous. They were huge and they were fucking beautiful. So he did that and we flew. Where else did we fly? We flew past the Statue of Liberty. I think we flew past like by the Brooklyn Bridge. I think I seen a lot of bridges that night, like Brooklyn, Verrazano. What other bridge did I see? The Manhattan Bridge. It takes you like from the expressway into Manhattan. Yeah, I seen and just all on the helicopter, was all sexy and shit. Helicopter lands. We get back in the car service. And I want to say he took me to this restaurant, and I'm thinking, not sure, it was in Times Square, I think. But the restaurant rotated. Like you you sit down in the whole restaurant and it rotates so slow you can't you can't feel it. It's really weird. But that's where we had our anniversary dinner, and it was really dope. And then we left, and the car followed us, the car service, because we walked around. We walked like a Fifth Avenue, and then we got in the car service and went back out to Long Island. I love New York. If you all haven't realized it yet, yeah, it's one of my most favorite places in other than Chicago. Chicago, New York, Paris. Three favorite places, and the Dominican Republic. So that's four. But I didn't get to see the whole Dominican Republic. But the resort I go to, uh, Lord, I could live there on that resort. Fucking over the top. But yes, New York is very central to my everything. And it's really, another good thing about, yeah, that was the first and only rotating restaurant, Miss Moore, that I ever went to. Um, Never been to another one. It was just weird. You didn't feel it, but it moved slow. Because I'm like, damn, we were right there, right then, and now we're facing this way. That was the only time. After that, I was just like, look, I'll take my restaurants not moving. Okay. I need to, I don't know. It was beautiful, but I don't know. Just weird. I enjoyed the helicopter ride more. I was scared though. I was just like, ooh. But it was really dope. Really, really dope. You know, any city I visit. What? And you hate heights? Girl. I'm a little scared of heights. But I don't know. Maybe I just felt funny. It wasn't like motion sickness. It was just weird. Like I couldn't enjoy my food. Maybe because I knew I was moving. It's like I don't really eat on airplanes either. I'm just. They'd be like, "Can we get you anything, cocktail?" I can't. Mm-mm. But if that's your thing, you visit a place, they got a rotating restaurant, go for it. I just can't do it. I don't know. I'm just strange like that. But yes, I will be in New York at the end of September. Anything? Roosevelt, Florida, no man. Well, we have this. We have the Sears Tower here in Chicago. Um, in the years that I've lived in Chicago, I have been to the observation deck of the Sears Tower one time. And then we have the John Hancock building that looks like a baby Sears Tower. I've been to their observation deck twice, but they got a bar. Here goes the bullshit. But they have a bar in the John Hancock, and you guys can look this up. So that way, if you're ever in Chicago, for a night, or you got family here and you want to visit someplace, in the John Hancock building downtown on Michigan Avenue, they have a bar called the 96th floor. It's called the no, the restaurant's called the Signature Room. The bar, the bar is right above it, and it's called the 96th floor, and it has 360-degree view of Chicago from 90 fucking stories up, and it's like one of the best places you can have a cocktail and just really vibe out. You know, sitting up there makes you feel like, you know, either I'm gonna work harder in life because my beer just cost me $16, or you made it. I don't think I've made it. I'm cool, but I know there are things that I have to do in my life to work harder, as far as my business goes, because I definitely have champagne taste, but a $16 beer, you know, a $20 shot, you know, that still make me feel like, what? This motherfucker $16? You know, I could have snuck some beer in my damn purse for that. Yes, but it's beautiful up there. Oh man, daytime you could see all the way to Michigan, literally over the lake, and see a whole nother fucking state. It is absolutely, positively beautiful. But the dopeness, nighttime. They got little candles lit on every table, and all you can see down is the lights of the city, and it just looks fantastic. It looks fantastic. That's like the place that when I really want to just go hang out and just chill, and it's hard to get a table up in that motherfucker. You know, you able to get like a window seat where you can be looking out the window. Awesome. But if anybody comes to Chicago, I'll take you there. We'll go there and have us a cocktail. But it's beautiful. Mm-mm-mm. Absolutely beautiful. You know, I only thing I could say, my one big dislike about New York is they don't have any alleys. They don't have any alleys. And them not having any alleys, you know, I remember I was like, what? Why is there trash bags in front of these buildings? And they were like, they're looking at me like, fuck you mean, why is there trash bags? I'm just like, why are there trash? They like, cause they set their trash out in front. And I'm like, y'all don't have no alleys? But they didn't have any alleys. Shit, I was just like, okay, I don't know how to feel about that. You know, we have alleys here and our trash goes in the alley. But it seems like their garbage men, especially like in Manhattan, it seems like they work all night long. I bullshit you not. I ain't never seen motherfucker picking up trash at 1 a.m. But they do. Because they don't have any alleys. They don't have anywhere to put it and hide it from public view. I can give Chicago this. It's cleaner than New York. It's cleaner than New York. Hands down. Now, we got rats here. I'm not going to sit here and be like, you know, you can eat off the ground in this motherfucker, because you can't. But it is, seriously, cleaner than New York. If New York had alleys, you know, it would be dope. But y'all ain't got no goddamn alleys in New York. We could put our shit in the alley and keep it fucking moving. But New York is perfect. You know, I like California. Couldn't live there. Couldn't live in California. And some of my California friends have gotten a little insulted, like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that you wouldn't live in California. Like, what is wrong with you? Bitch, nothing. See, New York has earthquakes. I have a problem with that. Now, I've been in a tornado. I've never been in an earthquake. I wasn't in a tornado in Chicago, nowhere in Illinois. I was in another state. Different story for another day. But New York is pretty, you know, but I couldn't live there. Any place that doesn't snow or get cold. What you doing?
Listen,
What you getting ready to do?
that's my house.
Oh, you got your retainer in?
No, you gotta take it up.
Why you have to take your retainer out?
Because so then you can rinse it so I can rinse my teeth every once in a while.
But then you got to put the retainer back in.
I know. But
Okay.
it's just a periodical thing, that's all.
Okay. Make sure you put some paper towels underneath here and put some paper towels up. Does your mouth hurt?
Hmm?
Does your mouth hurt?
Mm-mm.
Please don't lose these retainers this time.
You mean the permanent ones? That what it?
Did they redo the back of the
No,
retainer?
I have Invisalign.
So what about the retainers that was in the back of your
No, they
mouth?
took those out, so then when my treatment is finished, I get new permanent retainers on the back of my teeth.
Well, you know that this time, if those motherfuckers snap, you have to tell me immediately.
I got you.
Okay, because
I'm sorry. Okay.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
I know. I mean, I'm not mad at you, Aston. But every time I think about that shit, that shit had been popped for months, and you didn't tell
I
me.
didn't know. No, I didn't know it was broken.
You didn't know it was broken.
No. I didn't even know my shit was broken until they told me.
Okay, give Mama a beer, cause you know that $6,000, you gonna have to get you a little job, baby. But we love you and we want your teeth to be straight. We don't want you walking around here looking crazy. Mm. Hi, little baby girl. Hi. Are you warm? Okay. Yeah, but I don't want to like overly bore you all with my love for New York. You know, it's just like, but yeah, I've had friends snap on me about California. Just like, oh my God, I need change of climate. See, I'm a climate person. It doesn't have to snow in Chicago, but when it's around Christmas time, if it's cold, it puts me in a Christmas mood. If I have to wear a North Face jacket because it's freezing outside, but no snow, it still makes me feel Christmassy. It's that Christmas coldness in the air that I really dig. Now, there are places that it doesn't snow during Christmas. It doesn't get cold. You know, something about a 70-degree Christmas, it just don't sit right with me. Now, it might sit right with other people. You know, like I wouldn't even go out of town. Like if someone said, "Hey, let's somewhere hot. Let's go to Mexico for Christmas." I'm not going. It would just throw my whole weather brain holiday clock off. You know, I like cold weather. I like, knowing that it's cold during Christmas. Seeing a palm tree in December, it don't sit well with me. Now, if you were born in California and that's all you know, or you've been in California or Florida, wherever it's hot and it doesn't snow around Christmas, I guess that's, people are comfortable with that. I'm not. I need it to be fucked up weather and cold and, some real chestnuts roasting on an open fire type of shit. And California doesn't do it. Plus, they have earthquakes. And they say that California has an earthquake every day. You just can't feel it. Okay? I have friends who live in California who have been in earthquakes. And they just, like, the things they told me, I'm like, what? It just sounds so cataclysmic. You know, you ask a friend who lives in California, well, have you ever been to, an earthquake? And they say, yeah. And then you're like looking at them like, well, what does it feel like? And they just say some wild shit like, yeah, I was sitting at home and I was watching TV and the glasses in the kitchen start falling out the cabinets and you're just like, oh wow. And then what? And then the house was shaking and they tell you to stand in doorways like and like because they're load bearing. Doorways are load bearing. I don't even know if you're supposed to run outside during an earthquake. I done seen too many movies. Motherfuckers in California, they go outside, it's an earthquake, and the ground open up and they fall in it. I just can't. I can't. I would just be, my black ass wouldn't even know what to do in the event of an earthquake. Could you imagine me just being in California by myself, chilling, and an earthquake kick up? I'd be like, come on, man. And then the airports be all shut down and shit, and I'd be stuck out there, and I'd be mad. Woo. That's why I can only go to California a week at a time. A week. I remember my ex had to stay out there for like 2, 3 weeks. I was like, a week, I'm coming, and I got to go back to New York. I can't. I just can't. Mm-mm. It's just it's too much for me. I can't do California. Now I did live in Seattle. Up, New Zealand. Okay. Um, been did to Africa. Never been to New Zealand. Never been to Australia. Um, we'll probably never go to Australia. Aston, Aston. Probably would never go to Australia simply because I watch too much TV. I watch too much Animal Planet. I watch too many documentaries. They have bugs and snakes and spiders that are only in Australia. They got spiders as big as my cigarette case. This the body. And then it got legs. So if that motherfucker got legs and it's this big, I would be scared. I seen this family had a huntsman spider living in their house, in their crib, like in a corner, just chilling. They didn't kill it. I would be scared to kill it because I feel like if I swat at it, it would jump on me. No, and I heard Australia is absolutely beautiful, but they got those big ass spiders, and they have beautiful beaches, but they got sharks. They got a lot of sharks there, and they have a lot of sharks down in South Africa also. So, um, Australia's a definite no. I would be in the flight. Are you kidding me? Look at my face. Mm-mm. Huntsman spiders don't kill you. Okay, Miss Moore. Yes, I have been watching too much of that shit, and I believe you when you say huntsman spiders don't kill you. But why does that spider have to be so fucking big? God makes everything how he wants it. So I should not question, but I'm not questioning God. I'm just questioning, like, that's a big ass spider. And not only is that, could you imagine the size of its web that it would? Do you know that they said a huntsman spider's web can trap a small bird? Get the fuck out of here. I'm used to walking through a spider web and be like, get it off of you. You get caught in a huntsman's web, spider, you might become part of the web. No, no, thank you. I can't. I can't. No. There's just certain little animals and shit. I'm scared of spiders. I'm not scared. Like if I see a tiny spider in the house, I'm okay. But if it was like the huntsman spider, I, I would move. Do you? God damn it, Miss Moore. Do you know if I seen a spider in my house the size of a huntsman spider, do you know I would call the fucking police? Yeah, this ain't no joke. I would call. Hello, 911. I give my address. There is a spider in my house that is as big as a hand, a human person's hand, a small person's hand. Can you please send somebody over here? Please, for the love of God. I would stay outside and wait until the police got there. I wouldn't even be able to go back in my house. And those people in Australia just be seeing those motherfuckers and walking past them. I think maybe the coolest thing about living in Australia would be they got kangaroos and cute ass koala bears. That's it. That's it. You no. And you telling me they don't kill you? You said I bet you will fall in love. The little Joey's. If I was in Australia and I encountered a baby kangaroo, I would try to smuggle that kangaroo out the country. When we were in Dominican Republic, we went to this place called Monkey Land, and they had these monkeys, and the monkeys is about as big as this damn candle.
No, it was big right there.
No, they weren't that big.
No. Like, not like wide.
They were about
like
as big as this, and this is a small Corona bottle. It's a 7 ounce. They were about that big, and I promise you, if that had been the United States, I would have stole one of those goddamn monkeys. I wanted one of those monkeys so bad. So yes, if I went to Australia, I would probably want a baby kangaroo. But I have to be realistic, Miss Moore. Realism. A baby kangaroo is only good or cute while it's a baby kangaroo. Kangaroos get big. I heard they would kick the shit out of you and everything else. Don't nobody have time to be fucking with no kangaroos, Miss Moore. Now I'm a sucker for animals. I love animals. But once the kangaroo got too big and a little bit too unruly, what do I do with it? Give it to a zoo? Release it? I wouldn't be able to. Miss Moore, come on. I don't know. I just certain things that in certain places that I wouldn't mind visiting, but I'm scared. Australia is one of them. You know, I can live back in New York, no problems. Chicago, I could live in Paris, but other places are strictly for me for visiting purposes. I just don't think I would. I don't think I would jive well in certain places. Like I couldn't live in Florida. I don't know how people do it. Florida is beautiful, but anytime your Chicago news people put up a story and it's a crazy story, a crazy newsworthy story, and one of the anchor men or women say, and guess what state it was in? And then everyone says Florida. Yeah, that's not good. Not good at all. Just like, what's wrong with Florida? I don't know I have so many friends who just be like, oh, let's go to South Beach. I'm like, no, no. I'd rather go to Disneyland or Disney World, whichever one is there, before I go to South Beach. Yeah, well, Florida got alligators, and yes, it has. I can deal with the iguanas. I'm not scared of lizards, but I wouldn't fuck with no alligators. No. And see, let me explain something to you. A few years back, somebody in Chicago got them a pet alligator. They must have got the alligator when it was little, a baby alligator. And they kept that alligator in their home here in Chicago. And what everyone believes happened, it started getting bigger and bigger. And they couldn't feed that motherfucker anymore. So what did they do with that alligator? They took that alligator to a park here in Chicago. The park is called Humboldt Park. It's a very large park. It's not as large. Humboldt Park is not as large as like Central Park, but it's a very large park here in Chicago. It has its it has its own lagoon, a very nice sized lagoon. Whoever this person was took this took this alligator. It was still a baby alligator. They couldn't feed it anymore, and they released that alligator in the lagoon over in Humboldt Park. So let's fast forward. Little alligator, he just out there living his best life, probably killing birds and rats, and he just eating and minding his business. So one morning, and it was summertime. Oh, ooh, tasty. One morning, this woman gets up because she wanted to catch the sunrise. So she walked over to the lagoon because I guess how the sun comes up, it hits the lagoon, really nice. And it looks really pretty. So she's over at the lagoon taking pictures of this sunrise. This woman said she taking the pictures, and she said, wait a minute. Did I see what I think I just seen? So she was like, nah, I couldn't. She snapped a picture of it. So she's going back through her pictures that she snapped. And was like, that looks like an alligator head. Because you know how the alligators come up from the water and you just see like the top of their head and their eyes. So she waited and she seen the fucking alligator again. So now she's just like, okay, it's a real fucking alligator in this fucking lagoon, little pond over there. And it's not even a little pond. It's a nice sized pond. So the chick, and if you all want to, do your own verification. Look up alligator in Chicago pond. I think it was 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago. Anywho, she see the alligator twice, and while she's while she's there taking pictures. So now this bitch is just like, why is I know there's an alligator. Why is there an alligator in this pond in Chicago? She calls the police, right? She calls the police, and she's just like, hey, 911, my name is XYZ, and I'm over here at Humboldt Park taking some beautiful morning pictures of the sun coming up, and I just seen an alligator in the pond over here. So the police come over there. She shows the police the picture on either her phone or camera, and they're like, damn, that do look like an alligator. So then they call, because these were just regular blue and whites uniform officers. They call they sergeant, right? And they sergeant comes over and they looking at the picture like, damn, that looked like an alligator. So now they're all just sitting there looking out at this little pond like, where's this alligator at? So then everyone came to the conclusion, like somebody that had this alligator as a pet. And they done let this motherfucker loose. Okay. So they end up showing the picture to somebody who works at the zoo here. We got two zoos. We got Lincoln Park Zoo and we have Brookfield Zoo. So I don't know if the person came from Lincoln Park Zoo, Brookfield Zoo, but wherever they came from, motherfucking zoo here in Chicago. They showed them the picture, so they're like, yeah, that if you work with reptiles, you work with alligators, you know exactly what the fuck you looking at in the picture. So the person was like, yeah, that's an alligator. We're gonna have to get this alligator up out this pond. There were news cameras camped out over there for days. So they had someone from animal control or some shit come. They trying to, they in little boats and shit looking for this little alligator. He wasn't that big. He was probably, maybe that long. They was looking for this alligator in this pond. They couldn't find homie. Guess what they did? You want to take a wild guess? They called someone in Florida. Dude flew up from Florida to Chicago, right? It was like some real hero shit. They got cameras on him at the airport. Like he's here to help us. This man is gonna come get this alligator. They were looking for that alligator for the people from Chicago had been trying to find this little alligator for about a week. And then people start saying, well, maybe it's not a real alligator. Maybe it was something else. This man from Florida got here and hold on. Okay, I don't like this in and out. My neighbors going in and out. I know they moving in, but it's time to go to bed. The dude came up from Florida, right? He was here 2 motherfucking days. 2. He got that alligator quick. He went and bought some chicken, some raw chicken, and he did something, and he was able to catch the little alligator. They took the alligator somewhere. Some veterinarians checked the alligator out, and then him and the alligator got on the airplane. And I know y'all probably like Roxanne is crazy as fuck. He took that alligator back down to Florida with him. Look it up. Google it, y'all. Google it. Google it. Look up the Chicago alligator in Humboldt Park. Humboldt Park is spelled HUMBOLLT. I think so. He came and got that alligator right up on our Chicago. And our dumb asses, we don't deal with alligators. We don't have alligators here. So people who never dealt with alligators before were trying to get this alligator out this pond, this lagoon over here in Chicago, and we didn't know what we was doing. It took a motherfucker to come all the way from Florida to get the alligator. And they got his little ass and they took him right where he's supposed to be, in Florida. In Florida. They said there was no fish. And see, this was a pond that people go fish at, right? And with these man-made ponds and shit, they replenish them every year with fish, for people to catch. I don't know where they get the fish from, but they bring a lot of live fish in, and they dump them in these ponds here in Chicago so people could fish. They said it was no fish in that pond. That little alligator had been in that pond and he was living his best life. Because look at it like this. He was the only alligator in the pond. And there was all those damn fish. And it was a nice sized pond. They didn't even call it a pond. They called that motherfucker a lagoon. So a lagoon is bigger than a pond. So it was full of fish and his ass was in there. And he was living his best life. And that woman seen him out taking early morning pictures of sunrises, and she took that little alligator and she and took that picture and tricked on his ass. She snitched, and he went back to Florida. Now he was probably gonna do better in Florida. He probably wasn't there in the winter, because the lagoon is frozen over. Somebody dumped that poor little alligator because they couldn't feed him. You know, they couldn't feed them. You know, you got to gauge your pets. You see how small my pets are? Okay, and I got a few pets, but I can afford to feed them. Now, question is, if a motherfucker wanted to get an alligator, could I afford to feed an alligator? Up to a certain point, because the larger an alligator gets, the more food you have to feed an alligator. So, whoever had that alligator as a pet, they probably drove from Florida with that motherfucker in the car. It was probably little. They fed it and it got bigger and bigger. And they were like, I can't keep it. This alligator is eating me out of house and home. And where are you going to store alligator? And he said, fuck it. And my daughter and I were just talking about this the other day. And she was like, well, mommy, how do you think the alligator got in the pond? I was like, they dropped that motherfucker off at nighttime. They didn't drop it off in the daytime. They put that alligator probably in a duffel bag, wrapped it in a sheet, and took it down to the water's edge, and they let that alligator go. And they got in their car and went home, and no one ever knew whose alligator it was. But they had to pay that man from Florida a nice amount of money to come get that motherfucking alligator out, plus his airfare and his hotel accommodations. And he had to eat. People do strange things. It's like, I remember once I seen a news report. There was a guy who lived in Harlem. I think the motherfucker had a tiger in his house. And neighbors knew. He had a whole tiger in his house. You know, and that was New York. And for some reason, I could see a New York dude having a tiger. I don't know. It's just a New York nigga thing. I've heard one guy having an alligator and had a tiger. Yes. Okay, so it was an alligator and a tiger. Okay, Miss Moore, if I'm correct, that guy, he lived in New York. He lived in Harlem. I bullshit you not. He was a black guy. He lived in Harlem, and I want to say I think he lived like in Esplanade Gardens. I think he lived in Esplanade Gardens, and he had a tiger, and people had seen this tiger. I don't know how animal control found out about the tiger, but they said that dude used to bring the tiger outside on a leash, like when it was a little tiger, and walk it around all through Harlem. Someone told on him. But I mean, you kind of need someone to tell on a motherfucker like that, because the tiger had got to be full grown. How you living in your house with a tiger and an alligator? I remember the tiger one. I heard that one recently. Oh, okay. I thought maybe you were saying he had a. If you have a tiger live in your house, you might have an alligator too. That's just my personal opinion. You know, but people be getting these wild ass pets and shit just be popping off. I seen this woman had like her own like petting zoo. She went through a divorce and she didn't have no more money. She had money at first and then she ran out of money and she couldn't feed these tigers she had, and she was literally going down the road and picking up roadkill and feeding her animals that. And one day, that roadkill wasn't enough, and they got with her ass, and they mauled that woman to death. I can only have animals that if you attack me, I can choke your ass. I can't have no big ass dogs, none of that. You bite me, and I do this, I don't need you to attack me back, No. No, thank you. I'm good on that shit. People be having and it's certain places like down south, you can get exotic animals. I think that's what that Joe, what's his name? Joe Lion, he locked up for killing somebody because they had a lion too. I gotta pee, excuse me. Boy, I tell you, these Coronas will go through a girl. But you know what? Better to drink a Corona than a vodka. Because I was getting a little bit too heavy on that shit. And I know you all agree. But nevertheless, back to this conversation. Some places down south, you can have some wild ass animals. And, you know, if you have an adequate amount of space for them. I'm not an animal hoarder, but if I had more space, like if I lived in, like I said before, a farm or out in the suburbs where, you know, I would have more cats. They all wouldn't live in the house with me, but I would have probably a lot of cats because I really love cats. But I'm only going to get as many cats as I can afford. People get animals that they can't afford, and they start hoarding them. I watch a show called Hoarders. Look, I know that hoarding is a sickness. I got a dry patch on my face, and I can feel the piece of skin hanging there. I'll pick it off when I get off of here. You know, I've watched Hoarders, and there was one that had me so mad that I was just like, yo, I want to fight this woman. She really loved cats. I dug that about her. But her house was so dirty. It wasn't even dirty. Dirty is what's on the bottom of your shoe. This motherfucker was filthy. And she loved these cats so much that one of her favorite two cats had died. Do you know that she put them in the freezer? She didn't even wrap them up. She put them in the deep freeze, like her refrigerator freezer. And then when the city was getting ready, like, tell her she's gonna have to get the fuck up out of here because her house was just so fucked up, they hired like a counselor to come in and talk to her. Then they hired like a cleaning crew to come in and to clean this woman's house. And they cleaned this. They were moving stuff like couches that were saturated in cat urine. They're lifting up couches, and there's like dead, smashed cats under the couch. You know, that's a sickness. And she couldn't afford to take care of all these cats. You only can, to me, you only take care of what you can afford when it comes down to anything. If you can't afford to do it, don't try to do it. I got these pets, and I know how much monthly it costs to feed them. And I can literally get probably safety range. I can get probably 2 more pets. But the pet I want a snake. And the bigger a snake gets, you know, they go from eating little grasshoppers and shit. Now you got to get mice. And then the bigger they get, you might have to get like those white rats. You know, so do I want to do that? Do I want to have to spend like that? You know, I can go buy cat food and it lasts from month to month. Hell yeah. Well, you know, I'm not gonna put that stamp on pit bulls, because not all pit bulls are mean. Not all pit bulls are aggressive. Would I personally have a pit bull as a pet? No, I wouldn't. It's not my type of dog. And I've heard of a few instances where pit bulls have just wilded out on people. And one instance I know for sure, it was a woman. She used to watch my number 2 son. Oh shit. She used to watch my number 2 son, and her name was Odessa. And Odessa had this pit bull that she had from when he was a puppy. She said that she was in her house It was just her in the house, her and the dog. No one was at home at the time. She said she was minding her business. She said she was in the kitchen at the stove. She said the dog was in the kitchen also laying on the floor. No interaction. Next thing she said she knew, the dog had clamped on to the back of her calf and would not, pardon me, let go. Would not let go. She's screaming and writhing in pain. You know, she said the motherfucker, and she said she was hitting it, and the dog would not let go of her leg. Mind you, she used to watch my son. So what if my son had been over there that particular day? He could have killed my son. So she couldn't get the dog off of her leg. So she gets, excuse me, she makes it to a house phone. Motherfuckers back then had house phones, okay? You didn't have just a cell phone. I personally have a house phone and a cell phone, and everyone else should do that too. But anyway, she made it to her house phone. She was able to call 911. There's blood, she said, all over her kitchen because her leg is bleeding profusely from this dog holding onto her leg. Odessa calls 911. Oh my God, help me. Please send help. My dog is attacking me. I can't get the dog off me. The police get to Odessa's house. Odessa has one of these black doors. You know, you know how you got your front door, but then you got like maybe that screen door where you can leave your front door open and like let fresh air come in. She couldn't even get to the fucking door. Okay? She couldn't get to the door to even unlock the door to let the police come in. It gets worse. So the police go around apparently to the back door of her house. They get to the back door of her house. And when they get to the back door of her house, Odessa is dragging herself with her leg and this dog attached to her leg. They're banging on the back door. She unlocks the door. Then she has to unlock that black screen door with a dog attached to her leg. The police get into her house. They try to dislodge the dog off of her legs. They're trying to pry the dog's mouth off of her leg. The dog was relentless. The dog wouldn't let go. Do you know they had to shoot that dog in this woman's house? Once they shot the dog, the release stopped. You know, the dog released her leg because the dog was dead. And Odessa almost lost her fucking leg. Like she had to be rushed to the hospital. It was really, really bad. And, you know, that's possibly why pit bulls get a bad rap. You know, I've never known anyone else personally who, pardon me, has been attacked by a pit bull, but I don't want a pit bull. You know, I'm like what kind of dog person am I? I'm like a Airedale. I like Airedales. Yeah, you said I'm out. Right, exactly. I like Airedales. I like they got these dogs that they done made like these genetic dogs. It's like a Labradoodle. It's like a Labrador Retriever and a poodle. Then they got shit called like schmoodle poodles and all sorts of shit. You know, I like a mid-sized dog. The same way I don't like a big car. I like a medium-sized car. Same way I like my animals. If I had a dog, I want a medium-sized dog. I don't want a dog that I could potentially be scared of. I remember years and years ago, before I married or met anyone, I was talking to this guy, and he had a he had he had a pit bull, and we were sitting down watching TV. And he had the big ass collar on the dog with the spikes and shit. I'm like, the dog looked like Spike off of Tom and Jerry. And I was really scared of this dog. And this motherfucker got up and went to the bathroom and left the dog. I was like, I'm telling him, hey, call your dog. Take your dog with you. And he left the room to go to the bathroom, the living room to go to the bathroom. And no sooner than he left, that I swear was the dog like was just sitting there chilling, wasn't even looking at me. He left that room, that motherfucking dog turned around, was like, and all he hears the dog growling from the bathroom. He goes, "Shut up, shut up." I'm like, nigga, if you shitting, you gonna have to cut that shit short. Cause you gonna have to come get your dog. I'm ready to go home. Like, cause I just felt like this dog could potentially bite me. You said you a Chihuahua girl, stick that dog. See, I don't want no dog. I don't want no dog that I can put in no handbag either. I just want a nice sturdy dog that I could walk, um, bark. But I don't want a dog that will latch onto me and will bite me like to death. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. But anywho, you guys, I really appreciate you all. Anyone who stopped by for a visit on dogs. Yeah, when your dog starts wearing leather, like yeah, that's pretty much an indication that your dog's seen some shit. Your dog's done some shit. Your dog might even committed a murder. I don't know. But I don't want no dog like that. I want a good old fashioned, you know, I want the dog to be able to bark. Someone say, well, you got friends who really try to argue you down about what you don't like. I don't give a fuck. I said I don't like it, bitch. You know, um, they're like, well, you get a little dog, and that dog ain't gonna do this if a burglar come in the house. You're right, cause I don't need my dog to do nothing if no burglar come in, cause we can do it ourselves in this house. We got you. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Come in if you want. You come in walking, you're gonna go out a different sort of way. I just don't like those sorts of dogs. I be scared. I'm scared of pit bulls. I don't think they naturally aggressive. I'm sure some of them aren't. I have plenty of friends with pit bulls. I'm just scared of them. And then when you live in big cities where it's a lot of us, it seems like everybody got a pit bull. I'm like, damn, can't y'all get a different type of fucking dog? Mm-mm-mm. So you do have a Chihuahua. See, you got a Chihuahua. Yes, Crazy Cody and his gay cat friend from across the street. Mm-mm-mm. I'm still done with the dog. Wait a minute. Now Cody. Okay, but Cody lives across the street, right? Cody is your cat's boyfriend, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know if I remember this correctly, because you did tell me the other night that you had a boy cat and your cat was gay. And he is in a relationship with the cat from across the street by the name of Cody. I don't remember your cat's name, but I do remember Cody. And I told you that my cats were lesbians. So you have a very interesting Sugar. That's your cat's name, Sugar and Cody. Are they together right now? I love you. You know what you have to do for me? You gotta take a picture of Sugar and Cody together. Send it to my DM. I would love to see it. Sugar and Cody, the cat couple. I want to see what they look like. I really do. Please, if you can snap if you can snap a picture of that, I would deeply appreciate it. Oh, and once again, anybody who is here who has a pet, if you send me a picture of your pet to my DM, I will be more than proud to put it on my Instagram page, my Roxy's Lady Lounge Instagram page. Okay, I'm forgetting to do something. Oh, like hit the like button. You know I don't know that much about this, but hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. You know, I don't know. It's YouTube, but it's just like I just be feeling like I'm in the lady lounge and you guys are in here with me, and I just be forgetting to say like. Please hit the like button. I appreciate that. But seriously, if you do have any pictures of your animals, please send it along with your animal's name. And because every day on Roxy's Lady Lounge, there will be an animal. I don't give a fuck if it's a cat, dog. You could have a bird. I will put your baby up because pet babies mean something too. And it's not enough attention devoted to them. So here on Roxy's Lady Lounge, we will be devoting time to pets and their pictures will go up. Okay? You have to send me a picture of Cody and Sugar. And, you know, if your pets are in relationships, send me couples pictures, please. Thank you all. I really dig you guys. And once Princess like shows me how to do this StreamYard, yo, I told her the other day, I think it was yesterday. She was like, well, I'm gonna explain it like this and da 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 da. And I'm just like, you can't explain it to me over the phone, Princess. I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get it. So then she was talking like some technical jargon to me, and I was sitting on the phone like this. Mm. Girl, for real? Oh, okay. I don't know what the fuck she was talking about. So once she sets up, I guess I have StreamYard because when I came on here, it says something always about StreamYard. When she shows me how to do this, I will. Now, see, those was gunshots. Ooh. Those was gunshots. Those were fireworks. I will be inviting you all up um, to talk about whatever. Pets, love, life, travel. And that's about it. That is about it. And do not forget, I'm still considering doing the who watches rocks, you know, who watches the Lady Lounge the most. Because I'm seriously considering giving away one brand new Versace robe for Christmas. So participation is a must. You're not getting a fucking $800 robe and you don't participate. That's not how that works. Okay? But yes, just let me pets in New York and whatever the fuck else I talk about. And I appreciate that. I really do. You said you need to take notes so you can always go back to it. Oh heck. I mean, I be forgetting because I might be a it might be a gunshot, it might be a firework, who knows, right? Shit, maybe shit. I do write some things down. I write like my doctor's appointments or my kids' doctor's appointments. Don't forget to. I got it. I'm gonna unprivate them. I just have to remember how I did the other ones that I unprivated. Cause I told you the other day I was fucking with my phone for like 20 minutes. I almost threw this motherfucker. I was like, how come I can't get it unprivate? I don't remember how I did it. I don't. I need help. I need help. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm gonna figure it out. And I appreciate you all's patience. You all fucking rock. So I'm going to get out of here and lay down. I'm okay. Okay, I'm better. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm just not gonna figure it out tonight. I'm gonna play my little card game that I love playing, and I'll figure it out. But I guess I'll talk to you all tomorrow. God bless you all. Get some rest and eat barbecue tomorrow. Well, later on today. So happy 4th. You know, I just like the fireworks, you know. But most of all, everyone be careful. I love you guys. I'll talk to you all later.